Roll this thing, y'all.
Ready?
Okay. Let's go. That's right, guys. Y'all know when y'all hear that music, it's time to log in because it's about to go down, baby. We started off a little smooth today. Look who I got. Yes, look who I got today. Ooh, wait. Ooh, wait. It's about to go down, y'all. My love. Y'all feel that? Come on, guys, it is time for us to go live. Get on here. Hey, y'all, we're gonna start off. Okay, hold on. We're gonna start off with some old school tunes. I don't know if y'all know this one. This may be a little bit before your generation, but oh my good, does it feel good? Because see, music is music. It's just, you know, it can skip generations and stuff. And this is one of those. I don't know where y'all at. Yeah. They agree. We're going to pump it up. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Settle down. We always got my audience. You know what? I love my audience. I wouldn't replace them for anything. In fact, if I had the money, I'd take them on the road with me. Y'all know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you have the money.
I know. There would be a no. That would be a no. That type of dough right there, my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, from the north, south, east, the west, and all the rest, welcome today, my friends. I am super, super duper excited. And I know I always say that, for some of y'all don't believe it, but man, I'm telling you, today it is true. I may have been lying all them other times, but today it's true. It's true. Okay. Let me get some shout outs. Hey, Yolanda Collins, I see you signing in all the way from the United States of Texas, girl. Welcome. And Linda is great. Good to see you. I think you're in the Fresno area. Joe and Carol Thornton, welcome as well, right here in B-Town. Ryan Parker. And all you others as well, too. Give me some thumbs up and hearts if we're coming through loud and clear, because a lot of times I be talking and thinking that you guys can understand what I'm saying, but Facebook has got some problem that they're having. So I hope that is not the day. So give me your thumbs up and hearts and let me know that you guys are coming through loud and clear and you can hear me. Or say hello or something like that so I can know that the feed is working. In fact, I'll start the process with saying hello. Not Zello, but hello. Let's go. Y'all seem like Facebook a little bit slow respond today, but we are up, I think. Instagram, I see y'all too. You like that little redhead stepchild that almost gets ignored sometimes, but not today. Okay, I see those thumbs up and hearts. Hey, Angel Lee, I see you, girl.
Angel.
I see you. Welcome. Yeah. You see who I got. That's right. You see who I got. I had to pay him a lot of money to get him up in here. You know what I did pay though? I paid something that's even more valuable than money. Y'all know what that is? I know y'all know. So don't even ask on it, sir. Y'all know what it is? Much more valuable than money? Drum roll. In fact, you're actually giving me a little bit of it right now. It's time. Yes, it is, my friends. Time is the most precious commodity we have this side of the universe. I don't know about the other side, but on this side, time is most valuable, and I'll tell you why. It's because it's finite and not infinite. You know the difference, right? Even if you don't go to college, as long as you pass 6th grade, you should probably know the difference between finite and infinite. For those of you who did not pass the 6th grade, let me tell you what it is. Infinite means that it goes on forever and ever, and this indefinitely never ends. Finite means that it has just a short little leash on it. We're gonna talk about a little stuff like that today, my friends, and we're gonna do some other stuff, nugget stuff. I got some questions for these two. I know them very well, and but I still want to get to know more stuff about them. But more importantly, I want you to know some stuff about them as well too. We're rolling up on this 2020, and I'm super excited about it. I'm just gonna dive in and introduce my guests. Both of them have been on my show before. So they are coming back to be able to hook your boy up, you know what I'm saying? With a little bit of their knowledge and also hook you guys up as well too. What she says, Angelique, she says, gotta go, love y'all. Okay, you can press the replay button later, Angelique. Okay, drum roll. I'm gonna start since we're that old saying that says ladies first. We're gonna go with the lady right in the middle. You know we're all riding black, by the way, you see? Don't read into it. It's just we got on black shirts, y'all. Okay, this is the gal that's often imitated but never quite duplicated. She's first to many, but absolutely second to none in more ways than one. She got a little zip in her hip, a little slide in her glide, and she is right here by my side, live in the flesh. Not like all the rest. This is none other than the capital T-H-E. Give it an applause, y'all. Tiara King, welcome. Yes, we got to do this. I know y'all excited. My audience is excited. Calm down, y'all. Calm down. We got a show to do. And plus, T-Noise got to leave shortly, so Uncle got to be quick. Okay, yes, she is also Miss Kern County. 2020 or 2019?
2020.
2020. So we got to go. It's like when that new car come out that's for 2020, they release it in 2019. Right. So she's like, you know, because that's where it works.
That's the way it works.
See, I went to college. Okay, that's why the college education will get you some info on Miss Kern County. Okay, and not to be overshadowed, my man.
She can overshadow.
You say she can be overshadowed, okay?
She can overshadow.
Drum roll! Drum roll! Drum roll! This is my man that's almost often imitated but never quite duplicated. He's first minute, second to none, just as I've said in the other one. We got him here live in studio, zipping his hips, side his glide. He's right by my side, about to go live and give you some nuggets that's going to help you thrive. This is my man, none other than the capital T-H-E, Terrance Miracle Manoy. Manoy, my boy.
What up?
Oh, yeah.
He's the 18th, I'm the 19th of January.
Yes, he said.
Coming up on that.
We are fellow caps. We call ourselves caps.
Exactly.
Because we share literally. When we say we're a day apart, literally we were born the same year, a day apart. So I'm 1 day older than him.
Wow.
So he's got to at least listen to me, you know. He got to take my advice.
And I have. I've done that quite a bit over the years, too. So
here you go. See, we're getting a little shout out right here. I would say put that in writing, but he's right here to be able to tell you guys it's live. I tell you, I posted something today that had something to do with, you know, watch the company that you keep. And I want to ask them a couple of questions, how important that is in their lives, because I already know, but I want you guys to know so you can get a little bit of an echo of why it is important, a little glimpse of what could be for your own lives. But here we go, guys. Underway, session number 349. Man, that's a lot of episodes, y'all.
it is.
Ooh, if you ain't pretty good after that, you might as well give up. Because you're sucking. I know we lagging a little bit today. Look like Facebook's lagging a little bit, but I think you guys are getting this. Instagram look like it's flowing pretty nice. So we're going to keep rolling it. Michael Willis, good to see you. Dennis Stick, good to see you. And Angelique, she says, wow, you still hanging out there, huh? Okay. All right. Stay in. Okay. So I digress a little bit. Now, as you see, we're in black to commemorate Thursday. No, I'm just kidding. That just sounds good. I saw that they wore black shirts, and I had on a yellow shirt. And not to be, you know, standing out, I went and switched black shirts so we could all be uniform. Because, you know, it's like sitting at the round table instead of one that's rectangle.
Looks good.
It does.
So when look at that flow. I should have took like some pre-show pictures so we can be like,
That's right.
I don't know, maybe we can end up in a Chevron commercial or something like that. I don't know.
Take a picture before
I know we got to make sure.
I'll do it mine or something.
I'll do yours. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay, guys. So, hey, welcome. As I was stating, just the first nugget of the day, we talked about how important time is, because time is the most precious commodity of this side of the universe. Bar none, it's the most precious. Not money, because money comes and goes. Time does not. You can't get it back.
That's right.
If I lose 20 bucks right now, chances of me making that back is going to be pretty easy. However, if I lose 20 minutes of time,
It's gone.
It's gone. So I just teased you guys a little bit with this comment that I posted something on my wall a day where I was reminding people that to watch the company that you keep, because, and I made it rhyme too because it makes it sticky. I said, watch the company that you keep because it'll determine the goals that you seek and which ones you reach. So that is so true. There's an old saying that says, you know, you will become the average of the 4 people. I know it says 5, but I'm going to change it to 4 because you're the 5th one. 4 people that you hang around with. So I know headed into this 2020, guys, I can't believe it's already up on us. I swear, you know, you hear this all the time. It's almost a cliche where people are like, time flies and the year just goes by. But at the age 48, that is so, it's like that roll of toilet paper. That is true, that the closer you get to the end, the faster it goes. And such is our lives. So
that comparison,
it's got a little
different.
But think about it. I mean, it's
true.
It's true. Oh, I get maybe that little bad, little stinky joke. You know, literally. Hey, Lolo, she says, hey, Cedric and T, and hello there, beautiful. Okay, we talking about.
Yeah, which T? Which T?
Which T?
We do call you T too.
Okay,
Right,
so we gotta be specific, Lolo. Help us out. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Woo! That boy used to say. Okay, I'm stop. Let me stop. I'm just playing.
Some of your videos on GigMasters.
Sing. Yes. Okay. Hey, my beautiful sister Angela. Okay, she's talking to him. Okay, so man, we are paused. I think we're still moving. We're lagging, so you guys can still see us. Hopefully, just on our screen, it looks like we may be lagging a bit. But I guess it's thumbs up and hearts if we're coming through loud and clear. Hope so. Okay. For guys, those who don't know Tiara King, I want you to just give you a little bit of snapshot so I can kind of define where she's at. Her in all of her glory, being crowned Miss Kern County. If you're on Instagram, you can't see this. Sorry. You need to upgrade to Facebook because it does work a little bit better when it comes to doing a show. Okay? But on Facebook, you can see this. Now, I was curious. I was doing a little bit of research, Tiara. I saw this photo here, and you were smack dab in the center. It's like, you know, they have that old saying that you like the spot in the milk. And so, it's like, okay. I mean,
he got stories and words, man. Stories and words.
I'm just saying. It's like, you got all the milk, man, and it's like, damn, right in the center. Okay, tell me what's going on here in this photo here.
So this was actually the very first time when I signed up to the Junior League. This was our first meeting. And so being nominated for President-elect and coming back to this because there and that person in that spot did not even realize, you know, what would be to come.
Yeah. Oh, got you. So what you're saying, for those of y'all who can't see this on Instagram, there's a picture of her and about, I'm going to say about 9 other women or so. And they look like there's something real important going on. And she says this was a shot that was taken before she was elected to a position of that group that's pretty high, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah. Now on Facebook, you can see that photo. And it's with the Junior League, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
This is Bakersfield. So the Junior League, it's a national it's an international organization, and it's a group of women, and we come together. We advocate for women and children. We volunteer for women and children. We support other organizations, but then not just that, not just the hard work that's done in the community, but then it's also among and within the organization. It's professional development. It's fostering, like friendship, mentorship, just the betterment of people altogether.
You know what? As I'm listening to her talk, I tell you, this never gets old. And I'm not just saying that. It never gets old for me. I never lose that awe and wonder of when I hear organizations out there that literally are doing those things that, I mean, it's like you're catching those people who needs the inspiration, the motivation, and the education or the edge to be able to kind of push them past those pain points in life and equip them, if you will, with the tools that will enable them to be able to be a little bit better today than they were yesterday in every way, and develop themselves personally. Because the number one thing that we should be doing on a daily basis, and I know you guys all would agree with this, is developing ourselves to be better servants to someone else. And so this Junior League, it sounds like you're equipping and empowering these youth with the tools that it will take for them to be able to be better and productive out there in society.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Any thoughts on that, T?
You know, that's what it's all about. I can remember being part of organizations back when I was younger, and I know I definitely feel the benefits of that today. But I actually have a good friend of mine who used to be in Junior League years ago, 20, probably 30 years ago. And not only has she done very well in life, her and her family, but her children have gone on to do wonderful things as well. So, because of people like Tiara as well. So, yeah.
Guys, and there's a huge need for that in the actual community. Am I saying go out and start your own organization? No, you can. There's never too many. Or maybe go out and partner with an existing one that's out there. Or even if that's not possible, then how about just those kids that may be in your space, so to speak, to be able to take some opportunities to be able to sow into their lives. Because here's the biggest thing, and I know you guys, especially if you're my age, you've noticed that with our youth, we're being forced into some things that we don't really want to be forced into. Our kids are getting most of their information from what you're watching right now. Now, that's a good and not so good thing.
Right.
Good in the sense that those people with great intentions are able to use these platforms to sow into our youth and people, period. Not so good in that those people who want to use this platform to sow into people have equal access to it as well, too. So we have good hearts at our core, but just have access to bad information. And when we get that bad information and can't discern what's good and what's bad, because the parents not playing the role in order to be able to establish those values and those beliefs. I ain't plan on talking about this today. I'm just saying, let's just roll the camera and start talking. If we don't have that in place, then they're going to learn from that. And I always say it'd be foolish to go to an ATM and try to get $500 out if you've never put any money in.
Right.
So too are the people in our lives. We can't expect them to behave or act in certain ways if we never made the deposit for them to be able to withdraw upon.
It's key.
And so I know we get that. So which company are you keeping? And what are we doing to be able to sow into those spaces and take captive those times and those opportunities that are around us? I got to come. Guys, if you're just joining us, I am riding shotgun with two big hitters. They actually could carry their own by themselves up in here, but I got two of them in here. One of them's going to have to take off here in a minute. That's T-Noy. But what I want to do before he has to bowl up out of here, I got some questions. I got a question that I want to ask them that I know when they answer it, because I already know what the answer's probably going to be. But I got a question I want to ask them, and I want to see if you guys are going to get some value from it. I know you will, okay? But it's going to be on the other side of this break, okay? All right, so stick around. Let's do it. We're going to do a little bit of Bruno Mars right here. It's my stuff. Let's go. We are riding shotgun, y'all.
Kissing back your shoulders. Don't be afraid to show.
You don't know this song? I don't know this song.
I'll be right here ready to hold
Hey, we'll take a picture.
you. You know you're perfect from your head down to your feet.
Hey, y'all.
Don't be confused by my
So I don't want to play music too long because then Facebook will be like, hey, he ain't got the rights to that. So I got to turn it down, and then we're going to turn it back up.
Turn down the lights and close the door. Boy, that just but you won't get it anymore. Do you want it no more? Let's just kiss to make it. It's such on the go.
All right, guys, we come back. See, this is all live. We even taking photos. While we're on the live, hey Trina, I see you. Welcome. Hey Rebecca, welcome. All of you guys that are chiming in, thumbs up and hearts. I'm riding shotgun with none other than the Miss Kern County, Tiara King, and also Mr. Miracle Manoy. It's Terrance Manoy. They're both in the house, and we are trying to get some nuggets. Guys, if you're just joining us, press the replay button. That's why it's created for people just like you who show up late. Now, okay. Now, I don't know if you remember this picture. I'm going to show you guys this on Facebook here. I don't know if you remember that picture.
Oh, definitely. I see it right there, still in my phone.
Still in his phone?
I still scroll through it and see it, yeah. Oh,
gosh. Just so you know, you got, I'm okay, I was going to say something like,
come on, look,
that's the handsome guy next to the handsome guy. I don't know. Well, I remember, more important, when we talk about which company that you're keeping, I remember that it was the first time we actually sat down and had a PC, which is a power chat, about what your intentions were in the space of speaking and such. Yeah. And I don't know how many years ago that was, but
it's 2015.
Was it?
So, because what happened
4 years already?
Early, coming up on 5 years since the
yeah. And there's even some things about that picture, because I had never watched this, guys. On Facebook, Instagram, you just got to go with it, but on Facebook you can see it. That shirt that I have on, that purple shirt, it is purple. I don't know what your screen looks like, but it is a purple shirt. I hadn't worn that shirt in like a couple of years. Yeah. And I threw it on before our appointment. Yes. Before we met. And when I showed up, he was like, "Oh my gosh, man, that shirt you got on, oh, this is prophetic now, and so you're like, okay, because purple was the...
What I had learned through my situation is that purple is the official color of stroke.
Yes.
Or whatever it is. So, and even when I, one of my first speaking engagements following that, I happened to put on a purple tie. Yeah. Great. And people came up to me and said, "Oh, how did you know?" And I'm like, I didn't know. It just so happened. That's the color. It's crazy. So those little things like that were telling me something to go down a certain path.
It's amazing how that happens too. And it just was a serendipitous type of thing that happened. And if you don't know Terrance's story, the reason why he's Terrance Miracle Manoy is because of an incident that happened with him. I know in the interest of time, we can't go into a lot of the details. You got a Cliff Notes version?
Yeah, you know what? And people, I put up a post today that kind of shares it. There's actually a picture of me. I had 3 strokes in 24 hours.
Wait, they probably didn't hear you. You said that fast. Say it again.
So on February 9th, 2015, I had 3 strokes in 24 hours.
3 strokes in 24 hours.
So I put up a post actually today that actually one of the pictures of me recovering from the stroke versus me today. I saw it. Kind of making a point, whatever, which I think is great. So that's my situation. And I was blessed and favored to come through that situation. And as I was recovering, my friends would say I'm a walking miracle. So I said, "Oh, Miracle Manoy." And I just kind of ran with it. I've always wanted to speak. And this was kind of like icing on the cake in the sense of the story. And so we reached out to each other to sit down to see, because I knew that Cedric was already a speaker and doing big things. And I wanted to, take some notes, and I did that.
So he put the pride aside and let the ego hide, and came on, and we thrived. We sat down, and I'm so glad he did, because I always say that there's a DSTV. The stories that contain a DSTV, which are 3 different things: dream, struggle, and a triumphant victory, are the ones that seem to be more inspiring for the masses. Yeah. And so for him to have that story of a DSTV, I was like, man, this is going to be amazing, because there's one thing you can't teach is your story. And so to come through something like that, and I mean, he was the poster child for perfect health, had no signs. So when I show y'all this picture here on Facebook, this is what the dude looked like. He looked like, this is what he looked like. He wasn't like he wasn't out of shape. Right. In fact, I see him and I be like shying away. I'm like, man, I need to get back to the gym, because you look at it. But then to be able to take that and pivot to something that was super special, you can see here for you guys on Facebook, Instagram. Sorry, you guys just can't see it. But you can see he's delivering that message, and he's working that room, and that place was like fire code packed, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was blessed. It was my first big engagement. It was standing room only.
Yes.
Room at the Women's Conference 2018.
Yeah, yeah, just loving it and out there in the element. And I'm sure that he can agree. You've been able to step out there. You saw that it was intoxicating.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's something I always knew I wanted to do, but it was one of those things I said, oh, I'll do it when I'm done.
Yeah.
You know, I'll do it 5 years from now, 10 years from now. But as we both know, right? You can be here today and gone today, right?
That's right.
And I experienced that, so I said I might want to get involved and do things now instead of later. So I jumped in and started.
Yeah, guys. I mean, so here's a nugget to you guys. Hey, whatever it is that you want to do, you know, there's deathbed confessions. There's the top 5. I won't give them all to you, but one of them is not, I wish I would have spent more time on my job. Right. And a lot of people, I got to make sure you know this and just kind of be honest. Okay, I'm going to be a little bit honest. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to give you the whole honest. Is that, you know, people around us and our kids especially do not spell love W-O-R-K or M-O-N-E-Y. Yeah. They spell it T-I-M-E because that's the most precious commodity that's there. And so being able to pay attention to that, not saying, I said you're going to quit my job. No, shut up. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is to be very in tune with this time thing and know that the best thing you can give, especially in this Christmas season. I did another post about a few days ago, reminding people, I was like, I pray that you have the force to resist all of the advertising and marketing that will come to you. Because in this season, I was, okay, this may be too TMI, but I'm going to share it anyway. I was in the bathroom at a restaurant the other day at the urinal. For you don't know, the urinal is where you can stand up and do your business. And so, and right in front of me was some marketing telling me, hey, you know, you can use this. And I said, oh my gosh, everywhere you turn. In fact, I saw a recent statistic that said we'll be bombarded by over 60,000 pieces of marketing or more on a daily basis. Yeah. It's all around us. So what I'm saying is, hey, don't be so easily duped into, hey, let's consume in this particular season. Because one thing I hate about, or I don't understand, and I say hate, one thing I dislike about this season is that the spirit is only for a season for most people. It should be for the season of our lives. Do you not agree?
100% agree.
See, we're all not just wearing the same shirts, we also got the same mindset.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the heart of people as they give in the season of their time and of their efforts and of their money. But it should go beyond December, November time period. It should go into every day, every month. Like, you don't always have to give a physical thing. You can give of your heart. You can see someone and smile, and that touches them way beyond what any money or anything can do.
Sure, it's definitely what I've learned through this messaging that we give, right? Is that just a post, even the post today that I put, just getting feedback and people hitting me up on it. I need to hear that. So, speaking of that, I got to run.
Man,
I have to run. I want to leave you one thing, though.
Yes.
And I'm running because I have a...
You got an appointment. People drop in. So,
today, I talked about pain leading to your purpose. And so I showed a picture of when I had the strokes and my recovery and things like that. And I'm so glad that God put it in me to take pictures and videos and things like that. And tell me that do something with that, right? But it's so true that pain can totally lead you to your purpose, because I went through so much pain 5 years ago with that situation, not knowing if I was going to ever walk again or ever be the same again. And from that came, what we have now. But here's the deal. Even prior to that, there were other situations that I had that brought a lot of pain. Sometimes it was self-inflicted. Maybe bad decisions that I made, whether it's work-related or personal related. There's a whole lot of things that in my life that I used to take me to that next level. And I feel like I've been favored because every time I'm going through something negative, I just come out looking pretty.
Yes.
I just do. And I think it's all a mindset thing. So that's really what I talk to people a lot about, is being able to embrace those different challenges and changes and disruptions in life. And, once we're able to master that, I tell you, anytime something negative happens, you just kind of gird yourself differently.
Yeah.
Just take a deep breath and go, okay, this is supposed to do something for me. I hate this. I caused it maybe, but I hate where I'm at right now, but I'm going to use this right now. So that's kind of the platform that I speak on. That's my messaging. It's the core of my messaging. So,
I love it too.
And I learned a lot from this man right here. And we talked about it yesterday. I'm got to give you a shout out before I leave.
Okay.
This gentleman has been so, we're in the same space as far as speaking goes. But everything that he's been doing a lot longer than I have, but everything that he knows, he's given to me. He hasn't thought about competition. He hasn't thought about anything like that. He just gives, and gives. And honestly, I'm just following so much of the blueprint that he's given me, as well as I'm learning new things as well. And so I'm so thankful for you, man. So anytime I come through town and I can come by and be alive with you, man, it's always a pleasure just to spend a little time with you. With a fellow cat, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. And I've been wanting to meet this young lady for for a long time. I've been following her. I've seen her success. I've seen her story. And it's always great to meet people in person. Yes. When you see them. It's true. And she's just as lovely and just as encouraging in person. Well. So thank you as well. So I'm sorry I got to run. I'll be back. You know that. I'll be back. Man.
Come back from this break, my friends. I got a question from Miss Kern County. And I know this answer to this question is going to be something great for you guys. So stick around. We'll ride shotgun right here live. Let's go. When you want it the most, there's no peace in the air. There's no T-Noy. That's right. There you go.
I do. I don't know that song, but I do. I love Celine Dion. Only because I listen to older music, so like back in the day kind of music. I only listen to contemporary Christian now.
Come closer, come closer. We've got more room now.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm always like, Tiara, you don't know that one? Tiara, you don't know that one either? Tiara, you don't know this one?
No.
So I'm just educating her in her little music area. You know, I'm so proud of my, what I call my thermostat. Yes, that's what I call it. It's my thermostat. And the difference between a thermostat and a thermometer is quite obvious. For those of you who it ain't obvious, let me explain. A thermometer just measures temperature in the room, but cannot affect. A thermostat not only can measure it, but it can take it up or take it down. So many songs loaded in here that's designed to be able to serve as my thermostat. So when I'm a little down, it can bring me up. When I'm a little high and I want to calm down to soothe, it brings me down as well. And when I want to maintain an even keel, I also have that as well too. So I just sometimes just randomly say, bring it to me, bring it to me. And then I get Celine Dion like this sometimes. That's the way it is, baby. Don't get on my way. I'm still there to believe. That's the way it is. I don't know her full story.
So she,
Dion, we're talking about.
like, I want to say maybe 5 to 10 years, something like that, of not talking at all, so that she can perfect her voice.
Wow.
To be a singer, yes. So she like went through junior high school of like no talking at all, or something like that. It was a significant amount of time.
That was a goal back then, that early?
That was a significant amount of time, and to be that driven.
Yeah, at that age.
At that age, and for that long. Wow.
That's the thing that makes that so special with that story, is that not so much as the number of years or whatever, or the commitment, but the age in which the commitment was made.
And the determination.
And determination to see it through.
It's a long time.
And obviously the rest is history, as they say. Remember where you see her delivering. I love her music.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I have a top 5, and she's in my top 5 in terms of women who are singers as well. I see, let me say, for those of y'all who just chimed in, we just had Terrance Miracle Manoy here. He had to busy out to do some stuff. But I have Tiara King that's still hanging out here. And we are dropping some nuggets. And these are not the type that goes to your hips. It goes to your head and your heart, baby. So if you're just chiming in with us, press that replay button later to go back and check out what we've already discussed so far. And from this point on, we're going to try to give you some more nuggets as well, too. I teased you on the other side of that break when Terrance boogied out of here. I said I had a question for Miss Tiara King. And I know it's going to bless your heart, too. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not even sure what the actual answer here. Usually I know, but I'm not even sure what the answer is, but I'm really curious to see what she says. Now, I know we all have a story. I talk about that all the time. We all have a story. Some of our stories are more, how should I say, poignant. There's a word for it. You Google that one. Or more than others because of what you had to overcome and become in the process of overcoming it. So I'm curious because we see her now glory, but we may not know her story. And she hinted at something when I heard her conversation with T. Noy before we went live that had to do with her childhood. I'm going to say it that way. And so I don't know, what type of struggle did you actually endure as a child? Because a lot of people see this pretty face and the big smile that can melt an iceberg and just the demeanor and the politeness and all of that. But there was something.
There's a whole lot in the background.
Yeah.
So,
can you share? Watch this.
Enduring as a child, I guess to sum this all up really quick because it's a long story. I mean, I was just a typical teenager. So I grew up with my mom and my dad. Both of them raised me. My mom worked, father stayed at home. So it was a different dynamic than what we know of today. Mm-hmm. But yeah, junior high school, all of that was typical teenage behavior and me rebelling. And I wanted to, hang with the crowds that were doing things that my parents didn't like. And so, yeah, anything that they said no to, I was saying yes to.
Wow. Now, you're from the Bakersfield area?
I'm from Bakersfield, California, born and raised. Went to West High first and then went to BHS my last 2 years. Mm-hmm. Graduated from there and broke free. Went down to Missouri to go to an HBCU. No one thought I was good. That's how horrible it was. No one thought I was going to graduate high school. I ended up graduating in my
When you left West, were you under duress or something?
Oh, no, I left West High because I was expelled from school from fighting too much.
You was what?
So, yeah.
Did y'all hear that? I love it because it's like good information. Okay.
Yeah, I was a little wild child. I really was. So then my mom put me in BHS. She wanted me to be around my cousins because they were a better influence on me. Mm-hmm. But when you're that determined as a child to, do the things that your parents tell you not to do, you're going to find it. You're going to find it. So yes, I found it, and I was loving that life. And then after I did end up graduating, and my sister got me connected with the UCAN program, just UCAN program out of Sacramento. Mm-hmm. And it was a gentleman who was sending black little girls at that time, so black girls to HBCUs who wouldn't have been able to get in otherwise.
What's an HBCU?
Historical Black College and University.
See, we're getting educated today.
And so I went out there, and the first year it was great because I didn't know anyone, so I was in the books and in class, but when you're that determined, so, I think a lot of it had to do with my identity and not knowing who I was, and not knowing the purpose that was on my life. And when the situations presented themselves for me to either go with purpose and seize that opportunity, or, take that route that looks just a little fun, a little better, I would go there, and I'd get knocked down each and every time. So I ended up, meeting the one who says, that's my friend, Jenny.
Jenny from?
Yes.
Hey, Jenny. I see you, girl. St. Louis?
Yes.
Okay. St. Louis in the house.
She knew me during that time that instead of growing the skills that you now see before you today, I was fostering and growing and feeding all of the wrong things and all of the bad habits. And so I was living that life, and it wasn't getting me anywhere. And I was running into dead end after dead end. And while in my opinion, God doesn't ever take anything away from you. So while things are, again, coming up to where I could seize that opportunity, no, I was shaking my head, no, I don't want it. That's not what I want to be a part of. And so I would continually just find myself into traps and holes and, and the wrong places.
Self-inflicted traps.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. So I moved to Kansas City and life was getting a little better. And then my father had got sick and it was time for me to come home. So I moved back, and this was about 6 years ago. I moved back to Bakersfield and found out I was having a little girl. That was about the only thing that changed my life, because I was like, as wild as I was, I do not want to have to go through what I put my mother through. And so, mother and father and sisters and brothers and everybody else. So when I found out it was a girl, I was like really upset, because it was like, man, I'm not ready to change. I'm not ready to be responsible. I got to do this. I got to do this for her. And so, yeah, she was the only thing that actually changed my life. And I got more into church, got involved with Discovery Church, and then the pieces to my identity started coming together, because I'm no longer trying to understand who I am in this world and where I fit in this world and what the culture can tell me I am, or how the culture can tell me I should dress, or how I should speak, or who I should be. Now I'm finding my worth in who I truly am and what it truly is. And so as I just started, learning more about myself in that sense, and spirituality started to really grow, I loved. And God has, again, all of those same opportunities are still presenting themselves. And now I'm able to say yes, and I'm able to lean out on faith. And even when things aren't going good, because it's not lovely, like once you say yes, then life just, everything falls into pieces. No, but now I'm more firm, more grounded, more stable in what I do and what I represent, who I hang with, what I listen to. All of those things played a part in who I was trying to be. And so I had to switch over everything and just drive towards what I am called to be and who I am called to be.
So your daughter is how old now?
6.
So is it fair to say that your trigger for change happened around about 7 to 6 years ago?
That is correct.
Wow.
That's correct.
And what year did you come into college? High school?
I went into high school.
Out of high school.
Oh, out of high school, 2003.
2003. Okay. It's funny, see, because I'll ask women their age. I say, hey, what year did you graduate? And then it's like, I can do the math. And be like, okay, do the math, carry 1, and okay. It's just a little secret little trick. And you say 16 plus 18. Okay, close to 34-ish. Yeah, right.
You got it. February 1st, I'll be 35.
Oh, that's not laughter, that's applause. That's applause. 35. That means right now she's about a year older than Jesus lived. So it's like we're already in the black, so to speak, as we're moving forward. Guys, you're just joining us. I'm riding shotgun with none other than the capital T-H-E, Miss Kern County, also known as Tiara King. And she is amazing, guys. She's not only beautiful. It's funny because I say, you part of the pretty club. And then I have to explain that. Pretty intelligent, pretty ambitious, pretty bold, and just so happen pretty good looking. But there's so much more that goes to it. And we kind of alluded to this earlier before I pressed the button to go live here. Said something about, I tell my kids all the time how beautiful and pretty is not a talent. It'll get you in the door, but then you got to open your mouth. Because I heard it said once that once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are.
Yes. And
that's very important for you to be able to. It's funny because I've heard somebody say, how do they say it? Make sure I get it right. It says, it's better to close your mouth and let people think that you're an idiot or dumb than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. So it's like this. So on top of that, it's like, hey, in order for the good stuff to come out, you got to put it in here. And so I can't overstate this. I say this all the time. I say what goes through these and through these gets to this. And what gets to this comes out of this and is reflected by the actions of this thing here. So since that's true, what are you allowing to go through these portals? Because I don't care what you do or how you do it. Eventually, you can't continue to swim against the current of life. You will eventually have to succumb and go with the flow. So, well, Cedric, I'm surrounded by all this and that and this and that. It's like, okay, are you involving yourselves in some daily discipline behavior and activities that are going to keep you focused on what's important? Are you looking at the vision and being clear on the vision because to better your decisions? In fact, that's kind of a good dovetail to her point where she was talking about, hey, a point for change about 7 years ago and said, wait a minute, I need to start, finding my place in here. And once she started to catch more of a vision of what she wanted to be, which was somebody who was more productive in life, then to clear her decisions. So I'm sure she's going to agree that it became easier to say yes to those things that were for you, and even more importantly, no to those things that are not. Any thoughts on that?
Absolutely. And that even down to today, and I guess it was just a hard transition because there's things that come my way and it's like, I don't even want to have anything to do with that. Whereas, you rewind and I would have been like, yes, I'm on the bandwagon, count me in. And now it's just like, if there's no desire there.
Wow.
My desires have changed. The things that I go after, my passion has changed.
Yeah. You know what? That makes me smile, guys. It adds another tooth to this smile, already toothy smile. Hey, Jessica, I see you. Michael Mellon, I see you. Sherman Smith, I see all you guys. If I'm coming through loud and clear, give me some thumbs up and hearts. If you're just joining us, I'm with none other than the Miss Kern County, Tiara King. We had Terrance Miracle Manoy in here just a bit ago, but he had to run out to go to an appointment. I'm just glad he stopped in. For those of you who are on Facebook, I'll show you this picture again. I just love it, by the way. When she's gleaming, it's like, I feel like you should sing that song of, there she is, walking on there she is. Every time I think of a pageant of some sort, I think of that song. And it's like, my idea. Do they sing that when they're pageants now?
No, they don't. They sing it in mine. No, they don't.
Okay, I'll make it light, but okay, back on the topic. What really never gets old for me is when I see people who have come through certain things and they've pivoted to something that's more positive. And then they say, wait a minute, now I want to leverage my story. Because when I asked the question, I had a gentleman in here the other day who I met at the outside of a Walmart selling his book that had to do with his missteps in his life where he invested. Oh, I shouldn't invest. Well, invested because he turned it into an investment, like almost 20 years in prison.
Wow.
Soledad and all the other ones.
Wow.
And he wrote this book that had to do with his missteps in life. And I asked him the question. I said, dude, okay, quick question. What would you change about your life that had happened? Because he had a really peppered story of, being frankly abandoned by his parents or his mom, because his dad never really showed up. And was left to be raised by some people in the neighborhood, some old people in the neighborhood. I mean, it was like crazy. But coming through that and then, getting caught up in the correctional facility and all this other stuff. And I said, what would you change about it? And he said he would change something in it that had to do with system-based stuff. And then I said, okay, well, what do you think about the person you are today? And I said, do you like the person? He said, no, I love who I am. I said, so I'm going to invite you to consider this. Guys, this is worth repeating here. Listen up. If you like where you're at today, and I'm throwing this at Tiara as well too, why would we change anything about our past? Because if you love who you are, you would not be who you are if you wouldn't have traversed the minefield of life to get you where you're at. And so if that's true, which it is, because we're all products of our experiences and previous experiences, then it would be like, I wouldn't change anything because I love where I'm at and I love where I'm going. Now, if you don't like where you're at, you don't like where you're going, then maybe there's some things you look at your past and say, I wish I had changed that, but you're focusing on that particular thing called self instead of focusing on someone else. So what am I saying? Let me dumb it down, pardon the term. It's that our prior experiences were not for us alone. They were for us to be able to get through them, grow into that person, because we were all being fashioned.
Yes.
And molded. I know she agrees with it. And molded for that which we need to be, so we can see that which we need to see in this life. Any thoughts on that?
100% agree with you. Yes.
And the nuggets just keep on coming. Give me some more.
The things that we go through, while it hurts,
Yeah.
in the process, it's stretching us because we have to grab hold of something from that experience in order to move forward, in order to help whoever. And what you touched on, they're not for us. They're not. Everything that we go through is so that we can give of ourselves, of our experience, of what we learn to others to help them through whatever it is that they're going to go through, to help them through that process. In my experiences and everything that I've been through, I don't regret a single thing because it wouldn't have given me the knowledge, the insight, the understanding in order to help the people who I love helping today.
And that, I got it, like, I'm in that thing right there, because that tastes good. Because she's been equipped to be able to serve a cross-section of the community. You know, Jessica, if you're on here, Jessica KP, I know I've talked to you already about how I light up when I hear you talk, and because I know what your story is and what you've overcome and who you've become in the process and how you speak with this authority. And I've encouraged you to expand your platform and your exposure, because you were uniquely designed for a cross-section of the community that I can't actually reach and identify with. And so too is Tiara. She was equipped in a certain way for a cross-section of the community that I wouldn't be as compelling. My story wouldn't be. Now, I have a story too, and I have a cross-section of the community that I would be more open to be able to identify with as well too. We all have that. And once we're able to pivot from that negative side, watch this, guys. I got a rubber band in my hand here. Now she was talking, I came up with this. She said, okay, this works. If I stretch this, it stretches out for me. But eventually, when I let it go, it'll come back to its original state, which it was designed for, or which it has been for so long. And if I stretch it again, it'll go out for me. But then it'll come back to its original state. See, if you can follow this, guys, I'm really going somewhere with this. If I stretch it again, it's going to go out, but then it's going to come back to its original state. That's why, the reason why is because it has a memory. And it's not until you stretch this and you keep it stretched over time, eventually it will forget its memory and it won't be able to go back to where it used to be. So too are our lives. We come through it. We're being fashioned in certain things by our environment and the people who are in our environment and such. And we're fashioned in a certain thing. And now we are like that rubber band where we have become this. And then we catch a glimpse of what could be and expand our vision of what could be for us, maybe even should be for us. And it stretches us out here. And we get all excited, like you found Jesus, and you think the world's gonna like stop. Adversity comes to a screeching halt. You know, whatever that case may be, if you're like, it's like worse. It's like it gets worse. Now it's gonna challenge you because adversity will never sit by idly with its arms folded and let the good go unchallenged. It's like, no, it has a job to do. Now it's gonna test your resolve. So when you reach this here, this is only part of the deal, y'all. You have to be willing to stay in this flow long enough to where when you let it go, it will have been long enough to where you cannot go back to where you used to be and be comfortable. And so she said she liked that. Yes. Should I dig it? Yes. Is it good nugget? So yeah, I really want to make things sticky for you and memorable. And you know, it's funny because they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. And I say, well, if that's true, then a great metaphor is worth 1,000 pictures. And if a great metaphor is worth 1,000 pictures, then if I'm using something that's symbolic like this here, it's going to be worth 1,000 metaphors. So hopefully this resonates with you. I'm riding shotgun with Tiara King, also known as Miss Kern County. We're dropping some nuggets. I got another question for her, and this one's going to be huge. And I know we're running right up on that hour mark here, so I'm not unmindful for that because I know some of you guys got to get going, and I know she does as well too. So anyway, but I got this question that's burning me, and I know on the other side of it, you're going to get a nice little benefit from it. But it's going to be on the other side of this break, okay? It's a dance break. You got a dance break. Yes, it is. It's cool in the game. Let's see if she knows this one. She knows this one. Okay, here we go. We are riding shotgun. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. Welcome back. I love my audience. They get so excited. And rightfully so, because I have an amazing guest here today. For those who are just joining me, again, I'm riding shotgun with none other than the capital T-H-E, Tiara or Tiara, whatever you want to say. You say tomato, I say tomato. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Tiara King, and she's also known as Miss Kern County. So much more than just the pretty face and the poise and all that stuff. Especially now, I think, you know, when I was invited into the world of the pageantry a few years ago, but I saw that, wait a minute, these girls nowadays, they're really sharp. It's not just you show up and beam your smile and model something and do a time and you get it to get the cookies. No, you got to have something going on in between this little square inches of space. And, you know, and this gal is sharp here. And like I say, she's part of the Pretty Club. She's pretty smart, pretty ambitious, pretty all that other stuff. So, Gilbo Field, Rich Morrell, oh my gosh, Gary Fast, Chris McCullough, all of you guys, welcome guys. It's going down. I said I teased you on the other side of that break. I had a question from Miss Kern County that I know is going to bless you. Now, we're going into 2020. There's all different types of ways we can symbolically use this word 2020. There's so many different things you can use. It's a great decade that we're rolling into. A lot of people think about vision when you say 2020. So I don't think there's been another year that can be as leveraged as much as this 2020 year. In fact, I got an event going on at the Petroleum Club on January 25th where I'm just bringing in, I'm sorry, you can't come, y'all, unless you've been on the show. You've been on the show. It's exclusive only for people who've been on the show, and they can bring a guest as well too. We're gonna do it live from the tallest building in Bakersfield, California. So mark your calendars because the event starts at 6. We're gonna go live probably at 7 and do it for a couple of hours, and everybody's gonna be able to make a contribution as they want to. And can you imagine? I'm gonna have a lot of them in the room, and I only got like a couple of tickets left. So anyway, but it's just for that exclusive crew. Because I want to be able to get those like-minded people into the room, like Tiara, and be able to squeeze the juice out of them. But more importantly, for guess who? For you to get a good nugget. But here's a teaser, because I'm going to be asking questions like, hey, going into this 2020 new year, how would you advise people that are out there that are wanting to make this 2020 different than the 2019? What would be like something nugget or something of advice you would give them?
Just do it and don't think about the past. Don't think about what you have to do to overcome whatever it was that you had going on yesterday. Today is a whole new day. Look forward, keep moving forward. Remember what's behind. Remember how it felt being in that position, but drive for where you want to go to be in that position in the future.
Guys, there's a reason why they're so eloquently said, and I know when you put beauty queens and stuff on the spot, they will, the good ones will sharp it off. But just to her point, there is a reason why the rearview mirror is only about, I'm going to say a 20th of the size of the front windshield. It's because you don't want to spend most of your time looking in that rearview mirror. Am I saying don't look back? No. I know some people say that, but actually you can look back for strength. Yeah. Not because looking back doesn't mean that you're weak. It means that you want to continue to stay strong. It's the way I see it. It's okay. Look back over your shoulder at life and say, in fact, I always talk about the dots, and I always wear one of these babies. Did I tell you about this yet?
No.
I always wear one of these babies because it reminds me of the dots of life. See if you can try this one on for size. Every life that we're in, or a moment in our life, we're in a dot, so to speak. It's funny how you can never look forward in life and connect dots, but you can always look back over your shoulder at life and see how the dots connected. Now, let me explain. If it were not for this that led you to that led you to this, that led you to that, you wouldn't be doing this type of thing. I look at me and what I do today and how I do it. I couldn't have ever looked forward and connected those dots going forward very well. But I look back and I say, man, it was because of this. Matter of fact, even in terms of being meeting Tiara King here, we're saying goodbye to Instagram over here. They can only hang around for an hour before they kick me off. So goodbye. See you guys. But back to my dot things. Even in terms of how I met Tiara King, I forget where was the first place I met you.
Mackenzie's Adoration Conference.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and I can even go back further than that. I didn't even know Mackenzie if it was not for somebody that had talked to her about me. And Mackenzie had this Adoration event where they was bringing, here they go serving again. Imagine that. Where they was bringing in a bunch of youth that was juniors and seniors in high school, all women, all girls. And they said, oh, we need to have Cedric, Mr. McGrady, come out. And so she called me up and told me about it. And I said, I'm in. And so we did that. And then that's when I first met Tiara.
And I wouldn't have been there had it not been for Jamie Lynn, who was talking to the girls about body image and says, oh, I want you to partner up with me on this. And so, yeah.
See? And so our dots led us to that moment. And that's when we first connected. And so I think I was following her on Facebook and she following me and we're both or whatever. And so I started seeing certain things she was doing. And then next thing you know, I'd bump into her at something, you know, whatever.
I think it was the women's conference. Yes.
And so then ultimately it led to her being here today, where we had a relationship of sorts and said, hey, you know what? Come on, I'd love for my audience to be able to gain some value for you. But if you look at it, there were just dots that led us to the next dot, to the next dot, next dot, next dot, and now we're here. Same thing works for your life as well, my friends, because going forward, you can't connect them, but you can look back over your life and see how the dots connected. You're in a dot right now. You may not understand it. It may be a frustrating dot. Maybe, quite frankly, one that may be a bit depressing to you as well, too. But here's the thing. If you are able to frame it, reframe this as this is something that I'm going, oh, watch this, I'm going through, which suggests that there will be another side of it. You just have to keep, help me, going through and pushing, y'all. Because so when she's talking about this thing in the next year, say, hey, yesterday, you know, is the past. Today to future is we don't really know. We have the present. It's a gift. So let's use it. That's why they call it the present. It's a gift. And so not to just ignore your past. Nope. That was a dot. But know that you're in a dot right now, and that dot is going to lead you to be someone else. Any thoughts on that?
Exactly. I have a really good friend of mine who is getting hit like from every which way you could think of right now with life and situations and circumstances and untrustworthy people. Just, you know, she is going through it. And I told her, like, you know, count yourself blessed, because what is on the other side of that when you make it through and all that you have taken away from everything that's coming at you, like, count yourself blessed. And that's how it is you push forward and you have these different adversities that are hitting you from every which way. Count yourself blessed. Absolutely. Because on the other side of that, it's going to be so much more. It's going to be so much more better, and you're going to be so much more fruitful.
Guys, I got to applaud that too, by the way. That was it's funny. There's a song. Okay, audience. There's another side of it. There's a song called, I think it's by the Winans, it's way probably before you, where it's called Count It All Joy. And it's a biblical thing where it's like, whatever you're going through, count it all joy. Count it all joy today, all that you're going through, even when you're feeling down.
Yes.
And so it goes like that. Count it all joy today. This moment's a gift to you. So turn it all around. And even in your darkest night, if you look high enough, there's a change your a trace of sunlight waiting there. Yes, waiting there for you. I love that song. It's BB and CC Wine. Guys, go on YouTube and check it out. Called Count It All Joy, where it's it reminds you that whatever moment you're in, good or not so good, it will be there to, you know, to pass by and pass through. So count it as joy, because you're above the ground and breathing. And so, you know, that means you're like 100% better than those who are below the ground and not breathing. So we still have work to do. Yeah. So those dots, my friend, I'm going to give this to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I hand them out all the time when I'm talking about dots. And so if you see me in public, just hit me up. And if we have the conversation and I plant that seed on you and I have one of those on, then you have an opportunity to be able to have me to transfer that to you as well, too. So I hope this has been good for you guys, because I'm loving it. And thanking my guests for being here as well.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, I'm gonna pull this song up here. I don't know if she knows this one, but I think it's a nice smooth one. We tried to keep you mellow on this Thursday. And if you're just joining us, press the replay button because it's there for you. We dropped some really cool nuggets. Miss Tiara King, also Miss Kern County, and Terrance Miracle Manoy, who came in and graced us with his presence. But he had to boogie up out here and go get some other stuff done too as well. I can't wait to get him back out here again. I'm sure she's probably gonna come back again, I think. Okay, guys, I hope this has been good for you, because it was good for me. And hey, press your share button if you think somebody can benefit from this. Press your replay button if you're just joining us right now. And this is Mr. MakeItGreat.com saying, hey, we only get one shot at this life thing, my friends. Let's not play around with it, just trying to make it good. Let's squeeze the juice out of it in service to this hurting humanity in some way, shape, or form, and let's make it absolutely great. Join us, and we're going to be rolling this to 2020. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah.
Are you?
Vision 2020.
Woo, woo. Vision 2020. It's been a great one, my friends. I got Boys to Men that's going to be taking us out right now, and they're going to remind us that they don't have to stay down. This song, he was dumped by his girlfriend, but he moved on and he's doing just fine. He is. You know this?
Yes, I do.
I love this group.
Without you in my life, I'm doing just fine.
Yeah. Time made me stronger. You're no longer on my mind. I'll see you guys later. Bye.